Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Fish Tank Barn live stream. Thank you all for joining. We'll just go ahead here and give it a few moments and join, and then we can go ahead and get started. I think Whip came in early, so thank you, Whip. Folks to join. I've got 7 folks on right now, so once we get to about 10, we'll go ahead and get started. It's been a pretty interesting day today, actually. It's been a very unexpected day, kind of just very interesting, I guess. So we'll give it a few more moments, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Hello, Davo. How's it going? Yeah. So basically, probably about 8 o'clock, 8:30 or so, got a text and saw on Facebook that my kid's school was in lockdown. Apparently, there was an incident where someone snuck a pocket knife into the school. There's security cameras and whatever, and unfortunately, someone got stabbed. They're fine, but yeah, so that was kind of an interesting way to kind of go about things this morning. So the kids kind of came home in spurts. I went and picked the younger one up first. The second one wanted to stay for a while and then drove home. So kind of an eventful day. So kind of an interesting day. A lot of drama on Facebook, as you can see from the parent groups and stuff. But kind of interesting. So I'm not going to dwell on that too long, but that's kind of how coming in a little bit hot today. So yeah, definitely not cool, but that's the world we live in. So, anyways, a couple of announcements before we get started with kind of feeding the fish and everything. First of all, I'm going to be speaking at the Motor City Aquarium Society on February 13th, 7 p.m. At the Infinity Hall and Sidebar. That's at 14 Mile and Utica Road in Fraser. That'll be 7 p.m. I'll be talking about Gadaeans. I'll go ahead and I'll post that probably into the community tab here shortly. And then 15th of February will be the Motor City Aquarium Society auction. And I'll be there as well for that. That'll be at St. Basil's Church on 16 Mile Road. So a couple of local announcements. And then more than likely this weekend, I'll probably be going to the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society swap. That's going to be in Mattawan, Michigan. So if you're near the Kalamazoo area, I'll probably make an appearance there. Just, for swap. Generally not there too long. Generally kind of just hang out for half an hour, maybe an hour, and then kind of go from there. So anyways, that's kind of it. An announcement kind of on the membership side of things. I did change the membership a little bit. I did add a second tier to members. So I did a less expensive tier. So $2.99 tier. So let me go ahead and I do want to do this. I do want to give some memberships to the channel. So basically, both levels are the same. You're just going to get some early access to videos, occasional random member video, basically things that are just like not really like something I would make a YouTube video on, but say I did a project over the weekend and just kind of show you what I did real quick. Things kind of like that. And then I am going to put my talk on there as well. So you can watch that talk as well. So I am going to do that before we head out. I'm going to gift 5 memberships. So okay, so we're going to get. All right, so I did gift 5 memberships. So let's go ahead and see who's got those. We've got Johnny Best got one, Redneck Aquatics got one, Brandon Lightcap, 3G, and Alan B. All got the memberships. So. Welcome. Check it out. Once my talk comes on, I'll go ahead and I'll put that up there, and you guys can watch that. It'll be about an hour or so. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is, since we've done the announcements and everything, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to the barn cam, and then we'll go ahead and talk about basically kind of talk about feeding the fish room, go through all the fish again, and go from there. So All right, so I'm back. Um, yes, so Johnny Best said that my substrate is mostly pebbles. Yes. It's mostly Home Depot gravel. So Corey was talking about that on his stream the other night. And yeah, I use mostly Home Depot gravel, and it works well for me. Like, I enjoy it. So so yeah, so I definitely appreciate, I definitely get his point though. If you want something different, obviously, spend the money and get that. But for me, the Home Depot gravel, I seem to like the look of it, and really doesn't bother me. So let me go ahead here and we'll get started. Real quick, what I'm going to feed mostly tonight is I'll go ahead and put this in front of the camera. But this is going to be basically a mixture of the extreme krill and spirulina flake, and then the extreme sowfly flake, and then I do add some blackworm flake in here as well. So what we're going to do, I have it on a tripod. So it's going to be a little bit glitchy as I move the tripod, but I figured that would be better than the gimbal. This tank does have a lot of glare, so let me get you guys at least somewhat zoomed in, because it doesn't want to zoom. All right, so this first tank here, I do apologize for the glare on this one, but this is the Melanotaenia praecox dwarf neon rainbow fish, and then you do have the Limia perugiae as well, which are the live bears like this guy right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let those guys, everyone seems to like this, so we'll give it a few moments, and then we'll move on to the next tank. This is kind of an older colony that I've had. I've had them, I think 2020 when I got them. But really cool fish. The location that I have is not a very common one. It's from La Anzufrada. I know there's another location I've seen a lot of people have. I think it's Sayula maybe. But that one, a little bit more common. But this one, not a lot of people have it. I ended up getting these from someone locally from West Michigan. So, all right, let's move on to the next fish here. These right here are my blue Hawaiian Moscow guppies. These have been kind of an off and on fish. I got these from Redfish Bluefish. These are the ones that Bentley had. You can see there's like 4 of them in there right now. They've always been up and down. I started with 2 females. The 2 males I got died. They kind of grew for a while, went back, grew for a while, went back. So, but yeah, these, kind of an interesting tank. I just cleaned this tank out this weekend. I took a bunch of hair algae out of it. But you're going to see a lot of crypts in here as we kind of go along. All right, the next tank here is going to be the Cracodon Audax from Los Pinos. These just got these from the ALA SCAP program. Basically, it's their species maintenance program. You're able to, and they sent these to me for basically filling out a spreadsheet. And these fish kind of came along, and it's actually my dream fish. If you watch that video, this is my dream fish. And then I actually split this up into 2 groups. They sent me 6. This first group has not reproduced yet, but when we get to the other tank here further down, you will see some fry. So next one, you might have a little trouble seeing it. I hope the camera isn't terribly crooked for you. But yeah, so this is the, I might have to adjust that slightly. Let me try that for you. Yeah, that's better. All right. So the Xenophallus umbratilis, golden teddy. You can see a male in the back, or yeah, looks like there's a male in the back.
not very many of these anymore. This has been another up and down fish for me. We'll see if they come out with the food. Yeah, you can see there's about three of them in there. They're in the back. I don't know if they come up very well on camera, but hopefully they'll come up here in a second and take the food. I want to give that a second. Hopefully you guys can see them. Johnny Best asked me how many tanks do I have. That's going to be about 70. Um, oh, Jeff said congrats on the monetization. Thank you. I've been monetized for quite a long time. Um, I've just never done anything with memberships since I wasn't streaming, and it's not very easy to do memberships if you're not streaming, I've found. So we're gonna let that go for another couple minutes, and oh yeah, there's one. So there's at least one of them. I mean, they're a really cool nano live bear, but unfortunately they like this has been kind of an up and down group for me. So, um, hello Janice, how are you? So yeah, so definitely cool little live bear. Unfortunately, you can't see him very well. But we'll move on to the next one here. This is the Xenotoka Lion's Eye. I almost said Eiseneye. Have a trio of these. These are actually from Dr. John Lyon's Fish Room. I picked these up back in last year in March when I visited the Medina County Aquarium Society. I gave my talk there, and got it from a gentleman named Josh Cook. So got a couple of fish from him that are pretty cool actually. So I had these before, and for whatever reason, these don't spawn um, in a normal aquarium. Like they don't spawn in my aquariums, but they'll spawn outside in tubs. So they're going to be going outside this summer into a tub, and hopefully we can get some babies out of them that way. I think they've been eating fry, if they have them. So yeah, these guys are going to go out in the tub. So. And I want to move over to the next one because that fish is out actually, and there should be a couple others in there, but I've not seen them in months, and I think they're just hiding out in all the Java fern here, or Java moss, excuse me. So yeah, so this is the Xiphophorus staphydium. Another cool little nano platy. Um, like this fish had a couple babies. I grew them out last summer, and like I said, I haven't seen them in a while, but they could be hiding in the moss. Like they don't come out a lot. They're pretty shy. Um, this fish does not come out very often at all either. Since I'm on StreamYard, really doesn't really let me zoom in on him. Let me try and see if I can zoom in on him here for you before I feed him and he runs away. But there he is. He's right underneath the little piece of guppy grass, if you can see him. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Like to get some more of those. I actually got this fish at the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society, so I may go and do that again. So next tank here, we're looking at a bunch of guppy grass, but there are some Posilia chica in here. A lot of this guppy grass is going to be going on to the auction on the 15th. I'm going to pack a pretty big bag out of this tank and kind of clear this out. So, I mean, these are going to be pretty hard for you guys to see. But, so yeah. So, give it a few moments. Let them kind of pick away at the food a little bit. Like I said, with all the guppy grass, these guys are going to be hard to see. So, so we'll go ahead and move onwards. Hopefully we can get through all the tanks tonight. I know Bentley did schedule a stream, so I don't really want to go too long. Next tank up here is going to be the Posilia reticulata. These are the double sword guppies. Picked these up back in last October. Again at the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society. I found a lot of good live bears there. So there's one that needs to kind of be called. This guy right here, he's kind of got a bent back on him. But these guys have been pretty prolific. It got a cool coloration on them. Nice little fish. I originally was just gonna kind of sell those at our auction, but I decided to kind of keep them after they started spawning and breeding for me. Um, so Scott's going to be going to Pasco on Saturday. So tell all those folks I said hi. I had a lot of fun speaking down there. So I'm actually going to be back in that area in March. So I'm going to kind of hook up and do some fish collecting. So Johnny Best asked, is my tap water hard or soft? Tap water is pretty hard. So pH is about 7.8 to 8.0. That's crooked. I apologize for that being crooked, but you kind of get the idea. So I'll try to adjust the crookedness as we go. But 7.8 to 8 pH. Hardness is about GH and KH is about 300 parts per million or so. So pretty hard water here. It all comes from Lake Huron. But I know I've been listening to some of the plant-based streams, and I've not tried hard plants though. So but it seems that my water shouldn't be growing plants, but it does, and a lot of people around here grow plants. So like I said, maybe these are easier plants like crypts and stuff. So I might want to try a harder plant and see how it does. But we'll see. I kind of just grow what works and go from there. So, all right, moving right along. All right, we're going to have to improvise that a little bit. All right. Next tank here. You have some, I would say they're blue bolts, but there's a red one right in front of the camera. Or not blue bolts, but blue dream shrimp in here. Also in here are the Southern Molly or Pasilia vivipara. The males are supposed to get kind of a nice little red sheen on them, but I've not seen that yet. Hopefully those guys will come in front of the camera for you as well. I'll let them come in front here. Let's see. Hopefully you can see those guys. I'm going to let the food kind of settle on that one a little bit. Yeah, the video quality isn't the greatest on that. Yeah, I don't like that StreamYard does 720p. It's not really that great, but hopefully you guys are seeing these pretty well. So I know at my end, they're looking on the screen here, it's not great. So, all right, let's move on to one that's a little more visible for you. I actually kind of was getting kind of out of Endlers, but went to an auction back last year and absolutely fell in love with these. And these are the Volcano Endlers. So these are the red Volcano Endlers. They've been pretty prolific for me. They've dropped quite a bit of fry since I've had them. So hopefully you can get a male in here in the shop for you. And just see those a little bit. Yeah, it lets me zoom in, but doesn't let me stay. So, but pretty cool Endler species. I probably won't be bringing these ones to the auction. I'm going to let this colony kind of grow out a little bit more. Johnny Best asked me, how can you get these pebbles from Amazon? I actually buy these from buy these from Home Depot. I just go to Home Depot. There's an ancient video on the channel, basically where kind of talking about that. But basically, I go. It's not where they sell like the gravel for your yard, but it's by like all the cement and stuff like that. But you have to wash it out really well. But works really well. I've had a lot of success with it. Really enjoy it. So yeah. So definitely something that's a lot of fun. So all right, we'll let those guys go for another few minutes. So all right, I'm gonna make sure the camera lens is decent too. All right, next fish up here. These are the blue panda guppies. Had these as dithers for a long time, and then I had them out in tubs this year with some Nessie swords, and they ended up spawning for me, so I kind of kept them going. Quite a few males in here. One really big female, and then about 3 or 4 other smaller males in there, or smaller females. So, Johnny, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. If I've not said that already, I do appreciate it. So, all right. So is the video quality decent, guys? I'm kind of watching it on my screen that I have up here. Not as good as I would have liked it to be, but that's all. I mean, hopefully I'm keeping you guys entertained with it. So, and then but yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, it's not super clear. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. We'll do the best I can with it. So, maybe I'll have to do this as a YouTube mobile stream because the fish room tours seem to be a lot better. So, all right, we'll do the best we can with it. So, I apologize. Like, I'm watching it here and it's like, it's not what I want. So, all right, we'll, yeah, we're going to have to do some. All right, so the next tank is the other group of Cracodon audax from Los Pinos. A lot of the males on this species will have red on them, but this one's more, these ones seem to be more black. This is another trio in here, and this is the tank where I found the fry. So, so yeah, let me go ahead and feed these guys again. And you can see the other female there. The fry is pretty elusive. I saw 2. And actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some of the Magic Nano feed as well from the Aquarium Co-op. And see how, hopefully we can maybe get the fry out too. So yeah, this is a super rare Goodade species. Not a lot of people have these. Like I said, some of the males will get like all the fins instead of being like the black, or this one's kind of black and red. We'll have all red on them. So that's kind of a nice feature of the fish. Let me see if this looks any better. No, okay. So, all right. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I apologize for the video quality on this. Like it's not, I mean, like this one looks a little bit better. You can see some of the fish and you can at least see something. I mean, so that's something I'm kind of picky about, is like the video quality on this stuff. So, like I said, not really thrilled with that, but we're gonna just do the best we can with it, I guess. So yeah, let me see if I can find the fry. Yeah, he's not gonna be. He or she's gonna be pretty hard to find, I think. Um, like I kind of go like 50-50 with finding it. So like I keep this all covered in plants and algae, and it seems to do good in terms of like fry production and stuff, giving them places to hide and letting them kind of do their thing. So hopefully, there's a bunch in here that they're just kind of hiding around, but especially with all the glares and everything, they're hard to see. Um, so anyways, all right. Hopefully these ones are a little better. This is the Manjano cichlid. Actually got one from my daughter's friend's brother. He was getting into fish and he ended up with it somehow. And so I decided to get a little group of them and see what I could do here in this 29. They're another, planted tank with some crypts in it. I don't know if I'm going to keep these long term, but we'll keep them around for now. These might go to the auction or they actually might go in the big tank. So not really sure yet. But I've not seen any holding females or anything in here. Wouldn't mind breeding them. For whatever reason, our club puts a lot of value on African cichlids in terms of the points. So yeah, so that's those. They eat the. This has been giving them the flake, and they do quite well. If we get to the downstairs part, we will feed some of the big fella pellet to some of the larger fish in the downstairs part. But yeah, all right, moving right along. Hopefully this one looks pretty decent. All right, so next tank up here is the Xenotania resolanae or leopard gudaeid. Picked these up last fall. I had a group of these before, but unfortunately lost them. But got this kind of adult big group, or big pair, I guess. Hopefully they're not past their breeding age. But really nice looking little gudaeid. We'll let those guys, the food kind of filtered out. I'll let you guys take a look at those for a minute. Yeah, that one looks a little bit better. All right. Okay, Johnny Best says the video's good. Okay. Like I just get a little worried sometimes when I was watching it on here and it was looking a little. I know there's going to be some glare. To get glare, the glare free. Excuse me, can't talk. You really have to start turning lights off and stuff in here. There's like an order of like turning lights off in here to get rid of the glare as you're filming around. When I do the real fish room video. So, hello Koi Pit. Appreciate you coming on in. Definitely appreciate it. Jeff said. Nice to see some real tanks. So yeah, I mean, some of these are for breeding fish, right? Like we're not trying to do. I'm not really trying to do aquascapes. I'm not really good at it. I mean, I can do okay. Like you'll see a couple downstairs that are okay, but yeah. So so it's about 8:30. So we've only done not very many. So I need to pick up the pace a little bit. So let me go ahead and do that. So, all right. All right. Next tank, we've got the Xiphophorus helleri, the painted swordtails. On the bottom here, we do have some, what are those? Corydoras aeneas. It's got a couple of those. Probably need to pick up some more. A lot of males in this group. So anyways, let's go to feed those. Another recent pickup. Maybe I'll find some more of those when I go to do the swap this weekend. Got those in that area as well, so pick up another bag of those. Um, and we'll see how they do. So, not much going on with this tank. Nothing's really bred in here. Kind of a quiet little tank. The next tank, you've seen it a couple of. Let me figure out how I want to arrange this. Give me 1 second here. We're gonna going around a corner, so. Not perfect, but it'll have to do. So this one right here, I basically made this out of a mystery plant box from the Aquarium Co-op. Unfortunately, when I did that, I literally put that in the most scratch. This tank has like the most scratches of any tank in the fish room. But in the back here, you've got dwarf aquarium lily. You've got dwarf sage here in the front. Yeah, that's dwarf sage. And then I think there's like a little crypt lucens in here that's kind of gotten overrun by the sage. You do have the tiger lotus here, and then you do have a red melon sword in the back. And then you've got the Zoogeneticus tequila in here as well. Kind of nice little group in here. You're going to see a video from my buddy Dave's Fish Room coming up here in a few weeks. A few of these came from him. You'll see the pair that he kept behind in that video. They are producing some fry. You can see there's a little fry in the back towards the rocks as well. So they are reproducing in here. So really want to get this colony, like a lot of my good ad colonies, I really want to get them like really, really robust before I start giving them out to anyone. So turn around to the next one. All right. Next one is going to be really hard to see. But this, should actually like feed them. I'm doing this. That would help. So next one here is going to be the Pasilia gili and the Xiphophorus milleri from Lago di Catemaco. Most of the fish I think in here now are the mollies, the Pasilia gili. I'm going to take the phone off the tripod. I'm going to see if we can show the male. Maybe we'll just do it this way. Maybe I'll get the... I hit above this stuff here. Hold on. But all right. So if you look in here, there's the male right there. There's like the dominant male. It's really pretty fish actually. Let's see if I can show you the Xiphophorus milleri as well. There's a yellow. They're kind of yellow. There are not very many of them left in here, but I did get both of these from Dan. So yeah. So this next tank as well. We'll take this one off the tripod as well. This one, it's a bunch of guppy grass, but it's home to basically a bunch of Hawaiian Variatus platies. I'll show you maybe the top. You can see some of them. Yeah, you can see them. You can see one. Yeah, it's glary there too. There's actually a fair number of them in here. So let me try to. Yeah, you can see one right there. And this is another one that we're going to take out a lot of guppy grass and take to the auction. So, all right. Oops. Next up here, Allodointhes tamazule. This is a fish that really struggled with breeding. I've had probably like 6 at one point. Their numbers have dwindled down to 3. Kind of a little riverine Gadaid. They generally hang out a lot towards the bottom, like a little bit of flow. Pretty little fish, but just another one that I kind of struggle with. So let me grab the food and keep on going. All right. Next tank here, we've got the Brachioraphis rothwithae. Kind of a little, another little, nanopacillid live bear. So, Audra gifted some memberships. I appreciate that. So, 5 memberships. So thank you very much, Audra. I appreciate it. So, Audra's been a long time supporter of the channel, and so definitely appreciate her support. So, so these are pretty cool little live bear. These are fry eaters though. So I've had a tough time breeding these. These might be another candidate for summer tubs in the summer. So, all right, moving on. I think a really Endler that actually was pretty expensive for quite a while, and these are the stack Endlers. I know Dan had these for like $50 a pair at one point. And honestly, probably one of the best fish deals I've ever made. Someone was selling some fry, basically, I think it was like a female and like 5 or 6 fry for like, and I ended up getting them for like $10. And then I've kind of built this colony from those. You'll see a lot of cherry shrimp in here as well, and then you'll see some more Java moss as well. Another Endler here. This is probably the longest standing Endler that I've had in the fish barn. These are the black bar Endlers. I think I've had this colony since 2020. Obviously some have lived, some have died. Numbers gotten kind of smaller at this point. Kind of working to build it back up a little bit. Probably oversold it a little bit at times in the swaps and auctions and stuff, but yeah, another pretty little Endler. All right, next down, we're going to head to the bottom here real quick. Up in the top. So I recently did this project this weekend where I taped over the top of the tanks, so you don't have all the glare, or at least less glare. So we're going to throw some food in here and see if these guys will come out. So yep, there you got the Xiphophorus variatus from Rio Coquilco. That fish is absolutely stunning. If I do any fish shows this year, I'm going to take that fish with me to the fish show. So that's one that's going to go for sure. So hopefully the guppies will come down from the top too. You guys can see those. There's a few other variatus platies in here as well. And then there's also a bunch of random shrimp. I think they were cherry shrimp, but they're not like ones I would sell to anyone. They're kind of clear. But and then there's like a few like really black and blue ones. So there's one of the guppies right there. I use the guppies as dithers. Because these guys were really shy and like really wouldn't come out. So they won't interbreed with each other. So I use the guppies as like a dither fish to make sure the platies come out. So. All right. Next up here, the albino koi guppies. Got these at our last auction back in November. Lost a couple of them, so I think total there's 3 in there now. It started out with 6, so maybe I'll move these to a smaller tank someday. I think there was a video. Someone said there's some magic in a 10-gallon tank, and I had some decent luck actually breeding guppies in smaller tanks, or maybe these end up outside in a tub or something. Not a lot of fry yet, but still working on these guys. Pretty fish though. Really do like them. I mean, they really like popped at the auction when people were bidding on bags and stuff. I'm like, I want those. So, all right, let me see. Yeah, so Charles Vaughn said that's how you keep me coming into the swaps. Yeah, Charles, I don't bring a lot of the Gudeids to the auctions. If you're coming to Motor City, message me, and maybe we'll work something out. If there's a specific Gudeid you want, let me know, and we can work something out. I think you are local to me, so. Next up here, we're gonna keep moving along just to keep it kind of timely here. This is the Xiphophorus evelene, the Pueblo platy. Kind of a nice, cool, wild type platy, and they're gonna go all up to the top. We have to wait these guys out, I think. There they go, right there. Okay. But if you can see through all the food, like I said, the camera quality hasn't been great, but yeah, really pretty little fish actually. I really like all the speckled markings on these guys. So, all right, next up, 4-spot Merry Widow. There's only a couple of these guys in here. I think they kind of became they did really well for a while, and then petered out. So I think they kind of became a victim of the cold. Oh, you know what? There's a fry. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a fry in here. Okay, sweet. So, all right. Next up, the orange Australian killifish, which I wanted to breed, but I'm terrible at pulling the mop out. So, let me see where those guys are. There's one right here. He's right there. Oops. Sorry about that. There's a female in here too as well. She's kind of reclusive, but I've had these guys for quite a while, so they might be kind of getting to the end of their rope. Next up here is Green Lantern platies. Show you. I don't want to show you that one. Yeah, that's good. So these did kind of get some have some disease issues with them. They're looking better, other than like one kind of got like a bent back. He looks really weird. He'll probably show up on camera, but they did drop some fry though too. So there's some little ones in here. So hopefully we can kind of over time get this colony going a little bit and seeing producing some nice looking little platies. Next one here is another swordtail. These are the just the orange with the white belly. You can see there's some fry in here. And then the adults are actually hiding up in the guppy grass. You can see, if you can see the little orange up there. So hopefully we'll pop some food in here and get them out. All right. Yeah, see, they're just hanging out up in the guppy grass. Next tank here, these are the Vienna guppies. I've had these forever. I got these from Jimmy from the Aquarium Co-op. Where those go? Of course, they all go. There they are. So yeah. So the pretty cool fish actually. They don't breed really well for me. I think this is another one that eats fry. So, or at least there's one of them that is. Next one's the Pasilia butleri. Another fry-eating fish. This fry in here is from like a swordtail that I had in here before. That I actually sold at the auction, and the next thing you know, there's a bunch of fry that show up. But yeah, another one. I probably have to pull some females out for this once kind of they get grown up a little bit. So, but yeah. All right. So all right. Next up, we've got the Blue Delta guppies. These are the Stan Schubel line. Really pretty. You guys have probably seen these quite a bit in the streams, but the fry are starting to grow up a little bit. So doing well there. I have the Tangerine Tigers. You can see like that one's buried, but I've not ever seen any shrimplets for it. So I think my water is probably not the right water for them. But they're living just fine in here. So hopefully maybe we'll see some shrimplets at some point. Next up down here, we have the what are these? The Pasilia picta, the swamp guppies down here. You see the male right? I think the male's right there. Yeah, chasing the female around. Really pretty fish. Nice red sheen to it. These are 15-gallon tanks. These two that we just looked at. Audra, thank you so much for gifting some more memberships. Really? Did I? Oh, I scrolled up. My bad. I thought you gifted again. But thank you very much for the support. I was scrolled up. All right. We've only got about 10 minutes left, so we're gonna go kind of rapid fire through some of these. I might skip a couple, just for the sake of time. But down here is probably one of the rarest fish in the fish barn. These are the Chapeleuthis pardalis. Sorry for the camera shake there. From Tacumbo, their area has actually been made into like a bath, so like a swimming area. So these are pretty hard to come by. I don't think many people have these. So we'll pop some food in there. Next up here, Xenotoca dodroi. This is a 40 breeder. This is a really, probably my most prolific Gadaid species. I mean, I've only had these for a couple years, and they've literally coming out of the seams. So some food in there. I'm going to skip the next tank. There's really not much going on in this one. There's a few Rio Atapa swords. This is the one I cleaned out last weekend. But this is the marble swordtails. We've taken a look at this before, and there's been a bunch of hair algae in here. But yeah, so let's feed those. Really pretty. One of my favorites. If I'll probably take one of these to a fish show as well if I go. Real quick here, these are the flagfin shiners. Let's see and then we just saw, this is the other location of the Chapeleuthis pardalis that we just saw a moment ago. And then Liberty mollies. Next one, these fish don't come out a whole lot right now because there's only 2 of them, so we're going to skip that. This one I do want to show you. This is the Scyphia multipunctata. These are the splat Scyphia or speckled Scyphia. Very beautiful. There's like the main pretty male right there. And then a lot of crypts in this tank. I've been debating for the auction if I want to actually take these crypts down or not. And then you want to show you these. These are the Xenotoca variata. If you look at the top, you can see them all. They like to smack when they eat. What are we doing on time? All right, good. All right. Next tank here is Xenotoca eiseni. These are the ones that I'm kind of the champion for. But these have done really well for me. I'm really happy with these. And done really well. We'll do... all right, so we've made it downstairs. So we'll leave that can of food there. So now I'm going to be kind of away from the chat, so I'm going to just kind of roll through these real quick. So this one right here, this is going to be the Cyprochromis tank. We talk about this one quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop the food in there real quick. These guys will eat a lot of different things, so let you kind of watch for a moment. But like I said, we're getting a little low on time. So up next down here, it's going to be Cracodon audax. These are the El Toboso. These are the more common ones with the black. You can see the male right down there with the black, with all the all black, jet black fins. And then Next up here is some high fin variatus platies. These were not doing so hot for a while, but I was able to treat them and get them going. All right, next fish, very reclusive one. This is the Xenotoca melanosoma. I'll put the location information here real quick. They hang out in the back of this tank. I do have this variatus platy in here as a dither. And you can kind of see them darting around in the back. You can see one there. They kind of just hang out in the shadows. So I'm going to put this one in tubs as well. This is one you got to pull the females for. They get a little squirrely about eating fry. So next one we'll skip. This one here is going to be Elaphorus robustus and Iliodon whitei. The whitei is that fish right there, and the one that's staring you right in the face is the Elaphorus robustus, or the bulldog gadaid. The bulldog gadaid is actually a piscivore, which is probably why there's no fry in here. But these can get up to like a foot long. They can get absolutely enormous. Shell dweller tank, Neolamprologus similis. Next up is kind of like the catch-all tank with some Bosemani rainbows, ember tetras, a few random live bears, this big bristlenose in here. The female's in here too somewhere. So that one. This next tank here, this is the Pseudocronabulus nicolsi. Absolutely beautiful. Really enjoy these. You can see some of the food got from the top. You can see them already picking at the food. I put a box filter in this tank to kind of clean this tank up a little bit, but I turned it off for the stream because it does get a little bit loud. Next tank here is going to be another group of Eiseni, but these are from Rio Compostela, and another tank that I'm going to have to de-guppy grass this weekend. We've got the mixed Tanganyikan tank. You got the I think it's a yellowhead calvus in the back, Parasiprochromis, Lamprologus ornitopinus, and then some random sips in here as well. Next up here, Antinobius toweri. This is the one that has the albinos in it. You can see that guy right there. Had a little bit of die off of the hornwort that's in here, but it kind of came back a little bit. So up above that, this is Chapelicles pardalis, or encaustus, excuse me. Really pretty fish. I'm going to tub this one this year, try to get some fry out of them. But they're really pretty. I've spawned them before. Yeah, I'm going to put these guys outside and see how they do. All right, this tank is Callichromis macrops, and these guys are very skittish, so we're gonna try not to chase them around a little bit. Throw some food in there. They're pretty once they like slow down and chill out. So this tank is probably my best attempt at aquascaping. This is the Ameca splendens tank. This is a 75 gallon. That's basically all crypts. And then there's an Aponogeton on the side here, and then a bunch of driftwood that kind of used to kind of stick out from the wood. Next up here, this tank, I just treated this tank. I saw some stuff on a couple of these guys, but this is the Iliodon furcens or trout goodeids. So I did treat this tank recently, so it's going to be a little bit cloudy. I did float all of this Java fern like you see up here, but some of it's actually just sunk on its own. So I'm going to leave it and see if it's just wants to grow that way. So kind of an interesting little thing. Next up, here's the fish we did the video on this week. These are the Limia islay. Really pretty, really prolific for me. And then you can see the the L204 Pleco down here too. He's actually kind of out and about right now, so that's kind of cool. Next up is Neolamprologus multifasciata for the shell dwellers. Pretty cool looking fish as well. And then this is the rainbow cichlids and rainbow fish. The rainbow cichlids got something on them really bad. They're looking better now, but I had to treat this tank, and you can still see some of them still have like all that kind of funky stuff along like their dorsal fins and stuff. But yeah, you can see kind of pitted a little bit. So yeah, I went ahead and treated those guys with the Med Trio, and they look a lot better than they did. So we're almost done. Up here now is the another group of Antinobes toweri. Different location than the ones we just saw. And then last but not least, we got Cyprochromis, Leptosoma, and Pibway Blue Neon. So kind of started with 6, dwindled down to 2, and then ended up with a group of fry from them. So hopefully this will turn in kind of like the other sips did. And then we'll not feed these last ones because I'll just show them to you. Those are the Tropheus Morai Red Melorio. And then heading back this way, this is the big 245-gallon tank with the Star Sapphire cichlids and the yellow labs you can see there. And then turning around this way, these guys all get the extreme big fella, which I'll feed when we're done with the stream. But this is the Tropheus Maplungu, and you can see some fry now. You can see that fry; they're actually coming out a little bit more. So they've definitely put on some size, and there's pretty happy to see some fry floating around in here. They kind of hide out in all of these crypts and everything. So, all right, so let me head upstairs, put the phone back, and then I'll head back inside real quick and answer some last-minute questions. All right. I will be back in 2 seconds when I go back inside. So give me one moment. All right, let me go ahead here and flip the go through the chat here real quick and see what we got going on. All right, so Charles, working on another tank. Yeah, so I do the auctions. I really don't do the swap, but yeah, let me know. We can work something out. So yeah, so yeah, thank you, Brian and Foxy, for sending people over. I do appreciate it. What's the best way to keep Western tank alive? I have not done it.
I'd probably just be putting it into my tanks and letting it go. So, let me go through here. Let's see. All right. So hello, Liquid Zoo. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, so that's kind of, we've reached 9:02. I know Bentley's streaming tonight, so yeah, if you want to go check him out, go ahead and do that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Sorry, the end of it was a little bit rushed. So there's a learning curve with this as we kind of do it. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the gifted memberships from Audra. So with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week.